Dumelang Bagaetsho, Dumelang, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, Dumelang Bagaetsho, I hope you like it here. I hope you stay. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like, share, and comment because there's some fun shenanigans happening on this channel. If you are a returning subscriber, Dumelang Bagaetsho, you know what goes down on this channel. I'm coming back with episode 2 of the series of videos that I'm doing for coming to South Korea as an ESL teacher, teaching at a Hagwon/private academy. So in the first episode, if you haven't watched it, I recorded a video of things to consider before you move to South Korea. Episode 2, I will be breaking down green flags and red flags from recruiters, right? So if you're from the previous video, I want you to watch this video as you are reaching out to recruiters, what to look out for, how to know that the recruiter that you're talking to has your best interests at heart, or if you think that the recruiter that you're talking to does not have your best interests at heart, these are the things that you should look out for and know when to dump them. So I want to get straight into the video. I don't want to waste any time. All right, so number 1 red flag and green flag for a recruiter is that I have mentioned this in another video that I had made, comparing agencies versus recruiters. This is a video I think I made that like 1 year ago, but recruiters are not allowed to make you pay for helping you to land a job. Recruiters are paid by the school to help them find teachers, right? So number 1, a recruiter is not supposed to ask you for money up front, not even supposed to tell you that you are going to pay them a stipend every single month because they helped you to find a job. That is utter corruption, fraud. That's not how it works unless you're with an agency. With an agency, it's different. You will be required to pay for the services that the agency renders to you. But with recruiters, you won't pay a cent. The recruiter is paid by the school. Number 2 on the list, make sure that a recruiter doesn't let you doesn't ask you to send your documents to them without you having secured a job. So usually what happens is that when you are interviewing and you're looking for a teaching job in South Korea, you are only going to send your documents once you secure a contract, because that's the school's, that's because the school needs your documents to start the visa process for you. The recruiter has nothing to do with that process. Literally, the recruiter only helps you to secure a job. When it comes to your documents, your papers, anything, the school is the one that needs your documents in order for them to start with the visa process and to process your VIN number so that you can go to the embassy, apply for your visa, and come to South Korea. But as for your recruiter, they have nothing to do with that process, right? So if a recruiter asks you, oh, you're done with your papers, send them to me, be wary of that. Ask them, why do they need your documents? Because you know that the school only deals with the visa process. So what are they going to do with your documents? Ask questions. Question that recruiter, because they're not allowed to keep your documents. Only the school can have your documents so that they can process your visa. Number 3 on the list is that recruiters are not allowed to force you to take interviews or job positions that you don't feel comfortable taking. All right, so coming back from the first video that I shot, if you haven't watched it, I urge you to watch it. Recruiters are not supposed to force you to take any jobs that you do not want. All right, so if you know what you want, you've done your research, you know what school you want to work for. You want to work for kindergarten, elementary, or middle school. You know what city you want to work in, or you know the cities that you would like to be placed in. A recruiter is not allowed to force you, is not allowed to force you to take a job that is outside of the requirements that you have stipulated to them. If anything, if that recruiter is a good recruiter, they will tell you whether or not, hey, listen, I know you want to be in XYZ city, but currently the city is not hiring any teachers because 1, 2, 3, but there's a city nearby this particular city, or there's a town nearby this particular city that's hiring. All right, so the recruiter is supposed to be transparent, not force you to take jobs in cities that you didn't even tell them you want jobs there, or ask you to okay, if you said you wanted to work at an elementary hagwan, and then they start sending you kindergarteners without explaining why they're not sending you elementary. Sometimes it happens, guys. It happens that you want to work in Busan, but there are jobs in Ulsan, and the recruiter's like, listen, currently there are no there are no schools that are actively hiring in Busan, but there's a city near Busan that's currently hiring, and it's about 45 minutes away or an hour out of Busan. It's very easy to access Busan, so these are the schools that are hiring, right? So a recruiter is supposed to communicate with you whenever they are unable to find something that's within your requirements. Okay, so if a recruiter is like, consider this city because in this city they are not hiring, or consider this age group because in this age group they are not hiring, the recruiter is supposed to communicate. They're not supposed to force you and be like, no, take it or leave it, this is what's happening, you can't get that, you look like this or you sound like this, they won't take you here, they'll only take you here. If a recruiter explains and you have a decent conversation with them and you lay down your requirements for them, it will be very easy for you to be open-minded and consider everything that the recruiter is suggesting to you, because they have your best interest at heart. So don't let a recruiter force you to do things that you don't want to do. Number 4 on the list, I'm piggybacking off of the previous item that I had mentioned. Recruiters not allowed to use the race card with you. One thing that I will tell you about South Korea, they do accept South African citizens to come and teach English here. And there are schools, plenty schools in various cities that accept South Africans with a South African accent. If a recruiter is telling you to change how you look, change your accent just to land a job, that is not a good recruiter. They do not have your best interest at heart, and they're ignoring everything that you're putting on the table. So do not consider that recruiter. A good recruiter and an honest recruiter will only find you schools where they know that that particular school is looking for a South African, accepts a South African. They don't expect you to change your accent, because I don't want to lie, I want to keep it straight with you. There are schools where they will ask you to change your accent. They will ask you to lie about your nationality. They will ask you to pronounce certain words in an American accent, or say that you're from a particular country, not from South Africa, because parents want this, parents want that. Stay away from recruiters and schools that ask you to change who you are. Listen, if there's anything, there are plenty of South Africans in South Korea who are working in schools that don't ask them to change who they are just so that they can work there, okay? I am one of those people. I have never had to change my accent, had to conceal my nationality, had to change how I look, had to conceal where I'm from just so that I can be accepted at my workplace. So if a recruiter and a company / school is asking you to change your appearance or change where you're from, change how you sound just so that you can land a job, that is not good. That is not good at all. If anything, the only thing that a recruiter is supposed to point out, probably if your introduction video is not done well, if there's audio problems or lighting problems and you're not audible, if there's mistakes done in your CVs, a good recruiter will tell you, hey, please change this, write it like this, please reshoot your introduction video so that you can look better, so that they can see you, so that you can sound better. But they're not allowed to tell you that you're supposed to change your image or your nationality to appeal to Hagwons in South Korea. Another thing is that if you constantly have to text, call, email a recruiter and ask them, or rather remind them, that you are seeking for a job. That is not a good recruiter. Like, you email them or you send them a message or you call them and you guys discussed your preferences and you spoke about what you want, where you want to be, what school you want to work for. A week has gone by, a month has gone by, and they still haven't gotten back to you about anything, right? So hence why I really suggest that you speak to at least 3 to 5 recruiters, because there are some recruiters who you'll talk to regardless of how much information you give them about yourself or about your preferences. They will just ghost you, either because they have a high demand, they're talking to a lot of clients. You're not the only one. Some of them go on leave, some of them go on vacation. Because I remember when I was looking for my current job, I think I reached out to like 4 or 5 recruiters, and I was actively talking to 3 recruiters who were organizing interviews with me. So I highly recommend that you speak to at least to 3 or 5 recruiters. So if you don't know how to reach out to recruiters or what to say, please watch the first video and you will be able to at least compile a list of things that are in alignment with what you want. Moving on to the next point. So last on the list is, if a recruiter is unable to help you negotiate a contract, a good contract that is within your preferences, then that's not a good recruiter. You know, so if a recruiter is telling you, oh, take it or leave it, this is the best that you can get, and isn't helping to rather communicate with the school on your behalf, to tell them that, listen, this person has this person has X amount of experience, this person has X degrees or masters or such and such qualification. That is not a good recruiter, because a recruiter, after you have mentioned your preferences in terms of salary, in terms of working environment, they should be able to know before they even send you the job post that, okay, I believe in this person's ability to work in this school, and I believe in this person's qualifications to work in this school. Therefore, I will not send them a school or offer them a contract that is lower than what they deserve. All right. So there are recruiters who will really fight for you and stand up for you and be like, listen, after an interview, they'll ask you, what did the principal say, or what did the person that you were interviewing with say? And if it's not in alignment with what they told the recruiter can always go back to the school and be like, hey, you told me that you'll offer this person this much, but now when you were interviewing them, you lowered the price or you promised them less. What's going on, right? So it happens that sometimes recruiters also forget, right? Because they work with so many people, and then out of the blue they send you something that is not in alignment with what you asked them. Always make sure that you are on top of what you had asked, what you had told your recruiter. Okay, remind them that, hey, remember I said 1, 2, 3, you send me this job post and it has 1, 2, 3, what's going on? Then they'll be able to rectify it. But if a recruiter is unable to negotiate on your behalf, is unable to rectify the mistakes that they make, that is not a good recruiter. They do not care about you. They do not care about where you end up. All they care about is the money that they'll be getting, just so that is the money that they'll be getting from the school, just because they help the school get a new teacher. And that's not the kind of relationship that you should be building with your school and your recruiter. Your recruiter should be able to keep you in mind. Yes, it's beneficial for them to find you a school, and yes, they get paid for that, but they should be able to take care of their reputation, because at the end of the day, you are not the only client that they're working with. At the end of the day, I am going to talk, other people are going to talk that, hey, X recruiter is not good, X recruiter is good, you know? So recruiters are very different. So that's why I also encourage you to speak to more than just one recruiter. Speak to more than just one recruiter, I beg you, okay? Because even though I may give these tips, at the end of the day, a recruiter that wasn't able to find me a job can be able to find you a job, or the recruiter that was able to find me a job won't be able to find you a job. So speak to at least 3 to 5 recruiters that can help you get interviews, can get you to basically start your interview process. Okay, so those are the points that I have mentioned in this particular video. The next video that I want to create is concerning to interviews, what you should prepare, how your CV should look like, what your introduction video should look like, and also interview questions that you should look out for, and interview questions that you should prepare for schools, so that you don't end up at a very dodgy school. All right, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope it was helpful. I really hope that you can get something out of it, and I wish you all the best with your decision of moving to South Korea to teach English. If you have any more questions, leave them down below in the description box, or send me a DM on Instagram, and I will be sure to get back to you. On that note, I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching. Bye.